Hello everyone, my name is Tacos, and today I want to talk about Spellbreak's biggest problems. So what are Spellbreak's biggest problems? The first thing that comes to my mind is how strong AoE is. This would be like Dragonfire, Fire Nados, Tox Nados, etc. The second would be the Wind Gauntlet spell. And the third would be the 25% gravity reduction that we've got with Chapter 2, which I think a lot of people forgot about, but I also think that it's affecting us more than we realize. So let's start with AoE. With Chapter 2, we got a buff in damage to pretty much everything. Like the epic and legendary variants of most gauntlets got an increase in damage. I don't think Frost was touched at all. Dragonfire, Tox Nados, Fire Nados, it all got a damage increase, which this directly lowers the time to kill. Lowering the time to kill means it takes less time for you to exile someone rather than it would in Chapter 1 because of the increased damage of everything. And honestly, I'm kind of fine with how the gauntlets got their small buffs. The scale of damage from common to legendary makes a lot more sense now, so I'm kind of fine with that. But I think we should tone back the AoE to how it was in Chapter 1. This AoE that we have now almost became like a new main source of damage. And I know there were a lot of opinions that sorceries weren't impactful enough, but we've now seen the balance issues that come with them being impactful, so I think we need a reduction in damage in that aspect. And now let's move on to the Wind Gauntlet. Oddly enough, I really don't enjoy talking about this one. It seems to be one of the more controversial topics amongst the community, along with Lightning. Wind has several issues in my opinion. The first being how large the projectile actually is. It's really wide, making it easier to hit your enemies with. And I understand that Wind as an offhand kind of fills an SMG sort of role, but the issue with that is the aiming the Wind from the close range doesn't really need to be done. Like, I know close range gauntlet, like, you should still have to aim your crosshair on someone, even though it is a close range gauntlet. Just look at Tox, for example. You can't just aim in the general direction and hit them for 50. Like, no, you have to actually aim the toxic on them. This, combined with the cast speed of the gauntlet, makes for some very, very reliable and low effort damage. While I understand this may be something that's there for new players, that's something familiar and easy to pick up, the problem with that is that same power a new player gets, an experienced player also has, but that experienced player also has their knowledge of how to actually play the game. You see where I'm going with this? So I think Wind should be changed in some way, and I think that's the direction that the fire rate has to be slowed down, honestly. I've thought about this a lot, and honestly, I think the best way for Wind is to be how it was in Alpha. It was primarily a utility gauntlet, it had a very low fire rate, and everyone could use it to wind jump regardless if they were Tempest or not. Now, this is what I think would be the best for the Wind Gauntlet, but with a little twist. If we let everyone wind jump, then Tempest needs a new passive skill, right? Or everyone is allowed to only vertically wind jump, and Wind Surge gives Tempest the ability to horizontally wind jump. This way, it still benefits you to be a Tempest besides just having Updraft and Squall. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Lastly, we have the gravity change that it seems like everyone forgot about because I don't really see anyone talking about it. With Chapter 2, we got a gravity reduced by 25% from Chapter 1. This means it now takes you longer to fall to the ground. This directly makes shots just easier to hit and lowers the skill gap of predicting shots. While 25% might not seem like a lot, it might feel normal to you after playing it so much. I think it's negatively affected the game without anyone noticing because there's other issues that are a lot more apparent, such as like AoE or wind or just anything else that you can think of that I mentioned earlier. Gravity change is one I'd like to see maybe increased by like 10%. I think that would be a nice middle ground for what they wanted to accomplish with the reduced gravity and how the game plays overall. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. So let me know in the comments how you feel about the things that I talked about, and maybe what you think Spellbreak's biggest issues are. As always, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you leave a like if you liked and sub to see more. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the Hollow Lands.